I encourage people to write me honestly, and to be scathing and hurtful.
If you're angry about something,
if you don't like the show, don't just punch your wife. Don't just beat your kids. Write me something so hurtful, so nasty. And thank God,
in addition to that stuff,
it can be vicious.
Right.
A guy who I haven't talked to in years emailed me. This I guess you can consider him a friend. I mean, he based on what he wrote to me.
This is actually a gentleman who I graduated high school with.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just last night saw the show and wrote me something, and I'm going to read you what he said. He said, "I'd like to take you up on your offer to verbally berate you. I haven't had time to initiate contact as I've been ridding the world of hook-toed tree climbers such as yourself. However, after several failed attempts to maintain consciousness trying to watch whatever it is you're doing, a couple things came to mind when I watched the shit show you call Indulge TV. It's blatantly obvious that you run the TV station. Otherwise, your feeble attempt at fame would be cast aside with the likes of Alec Baldwin and Arsenio Hall." This is on public access television where he saw it. And I did run that particular...
Cast aside with the likes of...
Alec Baldwin and Arsenio Hall.
I don't get it.
I don't get the Alec Baldwin reference.
Yeah, he's like hugely popular. He's the most popular person in the world right now.
somebody
said Chevy Chase.
Sure, Chevy Chase, his show.
Billy Baldwin.
His show is shit. Billy Baldwin, absolutely.
Alex,
Forgot about
Alex,
that guy.
Did you see that
The
video?
only one that
where
has
he-
any talent.
Yeah. And what has he got the most successful show on television?
Can we just get this gentleman's name out there so we all know?
Let's
No,
call,
no,
let's,
don't-
let's
don't
call
give him
him
the name.
Jay Martin. You know, well, let's
That's
call-
a generic name. That's fine.
let's call him Jim N. I think whatever anybody says about Alec Baldwin is eclipsed when being compared to Arsenio Hall, who is what I consider a failure at life.
Oh, no. Come on. You saw Harlem Nights.
Anyway,
Arsenio's is fine in my book.
2, there happens to be a little shiny thing on your finger. Now, conventional wisdom would imply that it arrived there in one of 3 ways. Happily by you from a gumball machine, unlikely due to the fact that you're so cheap you wouldn't spend 25 cents, shotgun style, or you did it for health benefits to get your copays down on your herpes antibiotics.
So it sounds like he's saying that you are in fact wed, and that
You're right.
your wife, the only reason you would wed your wife is so you can
Lower my
obtain
health
health
insurance.
insurance, which was actually sadly true, I think, because
This person is being hurtful. Would you please let this person... Can you let somebody
That's true. We're
send
taking the
hate
steam
mail?
out of his hate.
Here's the
Let's
person
hear
I
more
think
hate.
your wife is the one that's actually
The butt of these jokes?
Well, no, she's the one that actually has the job and is bringing the bread into your family at this point, correct? What do you do during the day, Todd?
I put cigars in boxes and I give them to the mailman. All right, Keith? Sure, I don't paint the Sistine Chapel. If you could just curb your desires to impose your will on the innocent, unsuspecting late-night viewership, you may just eke out a substandard living. Now, I fully expect my comments to be footnoted during your next nap time segment, as you so keenly like to give credit where credit is due, so that your audience of 2 will truly know who added real value to your gong show. I leave you to wallow in your own filth. Best wishes on your short and sour TV career. P.S. If I hear you sing about memory lane again, I will damage my TV. So,
Well, it was scathing.
now it should be
Not
known
extremely well written.
here's a person.
I would say it was pretty well written, though.
Well, as a product of Burn Hills
How
school
much
district, I
time
guess
do you think they
can't
actually
ask much.
spent? You know?
Here's a person that lives on the fringe of society. He's, I guess, what would be called a marginalized human being. Is that the term? He has an oversized head. In this letter thing, this is a long email. I had to edit it down. He makes jokes about my gray hair. Which, last time I
You're
saw him,
distinguishing great.
and the last time I saw him, he had what I guess is known as classic male pattern baldness. Horseshoe shape, horseshoe pattern. It's a classic horseshoe pattern. This was years ago. I'm guessing by now it's receded to a sort of Krusty the Clown type.
Would you call that a hairstyle?
Maybe.
Yeah, his style is.
His head's also very large for his body. He took the time to write this hurtful email. Not all the mail was hate-filled.
Oh, no.
Somebody wrote, you got a fan named Jack1DSP. He said, you guys got a fan in Arkansas. Keep it up. Mark's a good guest. He could be Nathan Lane's body double.
Hey-oh.
You know, there... And I take that to mean, by body double, that I look nothing like him in my head, in my face, but that my body is the spitting image of Nathan Lane. And for that, I thank you.
who everyone knows is the perfect male specimen.
Absolutely.
The way I read it is it doesn't say he could be Nathan Lane's body double. It says he could be Nathan Lane's body double.
That's right. That's right.
So there's good and bad in the review.
All right, I've been yapping on and on and on and on. Mine went out. My ML3 went out. So I'm going to put some heat back to it. And we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do another memory lane for you, Jim. And I'm going to be singing. Singing like this just to you. We'll be right back. We're back. You're watching Indulge TV. This is our third episode. We're smoking the Arganese ML3s. Mark and I are. Keith's having the Connecticut. Mark is smoking the ML3, and he has had no problem. Like I said, it's all Ligero, binder, wrapper, and filler, which often is tough to keep lit. I had to relight mine, but I was yapping a lot, which happens a lot. My cigar usually goes out. Mark's has not gone out. The ash is holding like a champ. The cigar is burning pretty even too.
It's beautiful.
Mine has not gone out either. Just a very mild, nice tobacco taste. Not a lot of aftertaste.
Like I said before, Arganese made 3 different strengths for all their cigars. It was very complicated. They made a chairman, a presidente, and one other one. But they each were meant to represent mild, medium, and strong. They got very complicated. Now they just make 1 Maduro, 1 Connecticut, 1 Nicaraguan. And that is a very nice, mild, very creamy. It's almost like you're smoking air because it's just so mellow.
Very light, very mild.
Which I like. I'm not a huge full-flavored cigar fan, but there's a lot of people out there that do, so that's why we're having the ML3s. And when I do smoke a full-flavored cigar, I don't want it to be just strong, overpowering, and harsh. These are what I think are a nice balance of flavor and refinement. The tobacco is obviously well aged, and as you can see from Mark's cigar, very well constructed.
Well constructed, although I will say at this point, I do need to call it quits and ash this thing. But here it is.
Let's see what happens when you try to knock that ash off. Let's see. There it goes. 1 clump holds its rigidity. So we've pretty much finished up the
Chianti.
The Chianti, how do you pronounce that? Ketamura?
Ketamura.
Ketamura. Now we're going to try the
Dog Sweat.
Dog Sweat.
Well, let's be nice because this is obviously a real winery and they make wine and
let's give it a real.
One person online said it tasted
review.
like dog sweat, so
that doesn't mean much at all. Sometimes people online just say anything.
No,
it's true. It's happened before. I've heard of what is it? Cyberbullying, and I think that this wine perhaps
this may be being cyberbullied.
Could be being cyberbullied by the one person, and I won't stand for it.
No. Well, let's give it a shot.
The self-esteem of this wine is shot.
Well, let's see what we can do. I mean,
Before I taste, I'm going to finish up the Chianti, and I'll wait for your notes here.
I will have to say, it's not as pleasant as the Chianti. It's not horrible.
A little messy?
A little bit messy. Not as pleasant. Wait until you finish and then give a real review. You may love it.
The flavors on the ML3 are very full. So far, the flavors from the beginning to the middle have been pretty straightforward as far as what I taste from the beginning tastes the same as it is now. Not one-dimensional, but uniform in its flavor and strength. It hasn't picked up in strength. It also hasn't decreased. Just a really nice, very smokable cigar with some unique Maduro characteristics. It's not like any Maduro I've ever smoked. And right now, I want everybody to know that if they want to take advantage of the time they've wasted watching the show, if you go to my website and type in Indulge TV during checkout, if you order any kind of Arganese, whether it's a bundle, a box, you're going to get 15% off.